All right, so to finish up motion, we need to understand graphed motion. And to do that, we're going to need to be able to look at graphs and understand them. I realize some of you, it's been a while since you've looked at a graph. So we're going to review a few things about one right now. So I have a graph set up, and I have a x, that's the horizontal coordinates, and that's just the one that runs horizontal side to side, okay? Next we have our y coordinates, which is the one that runs vertically, up and down, okay? So in order to find any of these points anywhere on any of these little sections, we're going to have to find a x and a y point in order to find where it is, okay? Now, you need to understand a couple of other things, that it is positive and negative as well. And so with my y, let's just say, let's look at a couple. Let's go look at that one, and that one. And then up here, we'll look at this one, this one, this one. Okay? Now, as you go down away from that origin point, which is the map's origin point, or the graph's origin point, which is just a double zero. It means it's zero in both y and x. You're going to get values, if you go down, that are negative, because that indicates it's below the origin point. So let's just say these are units of 5. So, or let's just say this is 2. So this would be -2, this would be -4, and this would be -6. And we can see that all that means is I'm going down 1, 2, below, or 1, 2, 3, 4, below, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, below the origin point. And if I go above, well, then it's +2, +4, and +6. In the same aspect, that x is going to have markers that are in front of and behind that origin point. And in the same way, if I'm in front of it, that's going to be a +2, +4, and a +6. But if I'm behind it, -2, -4, -6. That's terrible 6. Let me try that again. 6. Okay? Now that means that I can locate any position on here simply by looking at its x and y. So if I want to find this position right here, I can just count over, and I can see, I'm always going to start counting my x first. I'm going to go, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now I'm on the line, so it's 7, and let me write that real quick. 7. And then I need to count how many I have to go up. So I go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 in the y. And so let's write that 4. And so that would be the coordinates of this particular spot. Okay? But it's going to vary depending on where we are in which coordinates. Which quadrant, actually. And if you're not remembering what the quadrants are called, they're listed in Roman numerals. This is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. And basically, if it's in quadrant 1, everything's positive and positive. But as you can see, if you move over here to quadrant 2, your x is going to be negative, but your y will still be positive. So it's going to be negative positive, right? And then if you're down here, you can see they're both going to be negative to find that point. So it's x is negative, y is negative. And if you're going to be over here, you're going to have a positive x, but a negative y. And so to drive that home a little bit more, let's find out one more point. Let's go ahead and put a point down here. Let's put that point right there. Okay. Again, I'm going to start with counting from my x, and I'm going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, look, I happen to move it -7 spaces back. And so that's the first number I'm going to write. -7 just means I'm behind the origin point. And then I'm going to count how many I had to go down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm negative 6 down. So I need a negative there, 6 down, for that dot. And you can figure out any point anywhere on all of this grid just with that little bit of knowledge.